Hoo-wee! What is up, YouTube? It's Yeshibu. Today I got a video going over my level 70 strength build. And it's wild, it's goofy, it's wacky. It's got everything you could need. The best part of this build is that I have set up soft swap straight swords to go to from Zweihander. And it ends up being really, really useful. Just because of the chase down of straight swords. Going to that from Zweihander, which is such a good roll catch. So you roll catch them and then you chase them down with the straight sword swap, and it's really nice. Or just to mix it up if somebody's used to the roll timing while fighting you. One of the greatest things about this level is that you get some of the coolest areas. One of them being right here in the Aeonia Lake, whatever it's called. But this is essentially like the mid-level equivalent of the Lake of Rot. Like this is, I mean, Lake of Rot is just not fun. At least there's more areas to actually hide here. Or not hide, just like not get rotted. It almost makes the rot like a weapon itself when you invade here, because I end up just leading this guy through the rot over and over again to make sure he's rotted and always taking damage, and he doesn't like what I'm doing here. He does not like my shenanigans. He's giving me the point down. He doesn't enjoy me at all. Because he just keeps spamming Endure, there's kind of no like gameplay. I mean, he's out of FP right there, but his damage is good enough because of the buff to fist weapons that him spamming Endure really does mess me up. So I run to the next island and he follows, and at this point I end up just pretty much draining all of his Estus just because he keeps trying to aggress me, even though it doesn't really work out. He starts just trading with Zweihander, which is something you should never ever do. I don't care what setup you have. Unless you have 2 pickaxes, that's not something you should be doing. But this guy is very, very brave. He just keeps chugging, just because I keep destroying his health as soon as he steps on my island here. Here I start delaying the pokes to start roll catching him, and he just keeps going for it. And he realizes right here that he's out of health, and so he goes to return home, and then dies to rot. Which is just so sad. This poor guy. Our hero has just fallen in the worst of ways. It's really depressing to see. Yeah, this invasion was good. I mean, these guys were kind of... I guess the highlight there was... Just because this was a funny clip, I decided to include it. Just because fighting that guy was hilarious. These guys were kind of just, you know, noobs, I guess, but... And there's the, look at the straight sword going. Just straight out of Zweihander. It's such a quick swap. I normally try to hard swap, but a soft swap with a setup like this just seems really good. I mean, soft swapping anything is usually good just because it's so easy. Some of my favorite areas are at 70, and you still get academy invasions as well, which are pretty cool. Probably my favorite area to invade at this level, though, is going to be the capital, just because it's one of the coolest spots. It's one of the last spots that FromSoft actually like put effort into when they were designing it. This fat rolling little wizard guy is just really giving it his all. And I have no clue how he's fat rolling. He's wearing robes and has a shield and a banana hat. I have no clue how this guy manages to fat roll. It's actually insane. Look at what he's wearing. Like, there's no pieces of armor on him. Watch me poise, Moonveil, and trade, though. Look at that. 1.08 going crazy. And here's Zweihander coming out and putting in work. Just such a good mix-up. I think soft swapping is cool as long as it isn't all like L2 spam weapons and you're not a level 500. I think it's okay in that context. Usually when people soft swap, it's kind of gross. Yeah, this that Bulgo guy back there is completely cringe. The only cool thing he does in this evasion was that jar cannon shot. The rest of it is just complete unfiltered cringe. Like, the only button he ever hits is R1, pretty much, and that's it. Yeah, back there, the reason he's not in here yet is because he was swapping to Fingerprint and Vikes, like a real Chad. And I only realized that right here, and I immediately have no way to fight him at all, which is sick. Because I don't have a scythe on this build yet, I did get it dropped, but I started this build off in a pretty ill-equipped form, and that's when most of these clips were recorded. Make a massive mistake and run in like the worst way possible, just get blundered for it. So I used some regen, hoping that they'll try to get me because of it. And the big Bulgo guy does not like at all what I'm doing, so he does aggress me. One of the biggest parts of invading is just making sure that they continue to chase you wherever you take them. So like aggroing the birds would also split them up, because some of them are fighting me, some of them are fighting birds, and it's just pretty much always a good thing to lead them throughout the level. And here they stop again. Just whenever they're passive, one of the best things to do is either use regen or teabag or like spam daggers at them, just to get them to like pay attention to you. Just because it is very... I almost killed him here, but somehow he just gets lucky, and I almost died for that, just because I was thirsty for that one Bulgo guy. That's one of the most important things, though, is... And by the way, look at the host's health. Like, it's always an option at a level like this to just go for the host and win, but I still want to be able to kill these goobers, just because look at this guy. And his damage is just so high because of how overleveled he is that I like can't really do anything at all. Like, even his fist weapons are out. Look at that! Even his fist weapons are out damaging my lances, which is just really, really wrong. I thought they would immediately follow me right there, but they didn't, so I put more regen down, and even that didn't make them follow me. So I had to climb the ladder and go up there, just to get him to come down. And I get up the ladder, and he wasn't waiting there, but he still tries to cheese me. A little bit of ladder cheese, and I bonk him and I roll off, and look at the damage I took just from that. I'm actually really lucky they somehow didn't get the drop attack off quick enough. But watch Bulgo, all he does is R1. Even with all of the things going on right now, I just saved my life with that poke right there. I would have got Lion's Clawed and probably dead. But this guy doesn't roll out to cancel his get up, like animation or anything. All he does is R1. He just R1s the whole time. Have fun in hell, idiot. Overleveled PvE goober. And I swear to God, half of the population that plays this game is just overleveled idiots. People who don't play this game just always end up at level 300 and like don't even understand that being a blue or like ganking is like really fucking dumb. So this guy was doing this little trolling situation where he was sitting in a corner in this area where you can just fall to your death, and he ends up doing it to the red right before me, before I even get down there, and they just get yeeted off into the abyss. But so I go down expecting him to like, you know, actually aggress me, but he's very dedicatedly like only hitting that corner meme just to not have to fight anything, just to cheese. Really dedicatedly being a little bitch and hiding behind that corner, but then I panic roll and fall. But then I re-invade them, and this time I hit him with a little jar cannon magic, but because the Phantom is so overleveled, I'm doing like no damage, probably even limited poise damage from jar cannon. Yeah, I pretty much have no chance at beating him like that, so I used the relocation item, and luckily it actually put me behind them. And because there were two reds, I have to assume that there's two of them here, just because that's how the game works. Because the guy that I find here must be the host, and the Phantom is the one doing the epic trolling. So this guy's just sitting here while his Phantoms kill everybody. And I just smack him around a bit, and he thinks he's gonna get me with a silly little hammer, but that's not the case. Get off that goddamn ledge, boy. Get the hell out of here, boy. Ain't shit for you here, boy. Yeah, doing a little ladder trolling, a little epic, but this guy has unlimited poise because he's a fucking laggard. Just completely lagging so hard that he has infinite poise. You'll see later, I literally hit him and it doesn't stop him from healing because of how laggy he is. Like his Moonveil comes out before it even, like the slash even happens. It's just a lot of lag going on in this invasion. Yeah, again, just getting them to follow. And these guys want it pretty bad, so there's not really a problem with them following me. I jump off a ledge pretty soon over here. I didn't actually know that there was a cliff right there, I just kind of found out. I guess I totally could have died there, but... And this guy's just like, I'm gonna fucking get you, and then just dies, so... Yeah, that was lucky. Yeah, so I pretty much already got my heals back, putting me in a really good spot for this fight, but this guy's so laggy that me hitting him doesn't even stop him from R1 spamming. So that kind of lagginess is really hard to fight, especially when it's an overleveled Moonveil guy. And because of the damage he does, I know already that he isn't the host. So I end up going for him throughout the majority of this fight. Just because I've seen Moonveil hosts, like I've seen their Moonveil damage, and it's normally like a third of what overleveled Moonveil damage is. I can't even continue the roll catch chain there. And even though I'm hitting him, he can still just straight up heal. So, really hard to kill this guy. Pretty much the only way to kill somebody like this... Oh, that nasty ass combo. One of the biggest problems of overleveled Phantoms is the host's damage is almost never the problem. But if the host's attack then carries over and combos into the overleveled Phantom's damage, that can be where really nasty shit happens. And this guy, I'm pretty sure he's out of heals. I think that's the only reason I killed him. Guys like this, you need to literally drain them of all of their heals before you're even able to kill them because of their lag. And then the giant decides to only hit me for like 4 minutes, so I'm just gonna cut it right here. It's just like the ball in the last level 70 invasion video I did. Like the game literally hates me and only attacks me, and that's it, because it hates me. And I didn't even get to kill on him just because the game really hates me. But yeah, here's the build. Hello. So I got decent enough variety on here. Just because of the level, it leaves you kind of limited. There's a lot of things that I was just too lazy to end up grabbing, but I do have, you know, most of the strength stuff aside from this weird setup where I have straight swords on soft swap. But still optimized to use Gugs, but I pretty much only use this setup just because of how versatile it is. But yeah, and also not to mention, so the cold zweihander, I have fire straight swords that can reset the cold proc and just go right back and keep going back to getting cold build up, so you can get cold procs over and over again. That's probably the coolest part of this, but yeah, it's just a super versatile moveset. But yeah, here are my talismans. Yeah, I swapped to this to be able to use Bestial Vitality. But yeah, if I wanted to remove Gugs from this build, I could really, because of the 31 strength, I really am limiting myself here, like the 39 vigor. But I can't not use Gugs, it's just wrong not to. So, yeah, there's my fashion. Just poise stuff, but oh yeah, and my levels. Yep. Yeah, that's the build. This is just some gods of lag right here that I fought, or I guess I didn't really fight them. They just kind of, I just kind of got killed by them more so than fought them. But yeah, that's the video, and thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe and like and comment. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Thank you for watching.